The Sergeant at Arms is directed to make the proclamation.
All persons are commanded to keep silent under the pain of penalty while the impeachment court is in session for the trial of Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte.
The impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte is hereby called to order. We shall be led in prayer by Senator Judge Robin Hood Padilla.
A'udhu billahi minasyaitanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Panginoon naming nag-iisa, ang nag-iisang hukom, Panginoon ng lahat ng mga daigdig, ang pinakamawain, ang pinakamahabagin. Panginoon namin, hinihingi po namin ang inyong talino sa oras na ito. Sa oras na ito na ibinigay po sa amin ang pinakamabigat na obligasyon upang makapagbigay ng hustisya. Batid po namin, Panginoong Allah, na kayo lamang po ang nag-iisang hukom at ang pagiging hukom ay napakabigat na nakalagay po sa aming balikat upang magbigay ng hustisya, hindi lamang po sa mundong ito, kundi ito po ay isang bagay na dadalhin ng aming bayan sa kanyang kasaysayan. Napakabigat po nito, Panginoong Allah. At kayo lamang po ang makapagbibigay sa amin ng lakas ng loob upang magbigay ng tamang hustisya sa oras na ito. Amin.
Amen. The clerk of court will now call the roll.
Roll call of members. Senator Judge Aquino. Senator Judge Cayetano Alan. Senator Judge Cayetano Pia. Senator Judge De La Rosa. Senator Judge Ejercito. Senator Judge Estrada. Senator Judge Go. Senator Judge Ontiveros. Senator Judge Lacson. Senator Judge Lapid. Senator Judge Legarda. Senator Judge Marcoleta. Senator Judge Marcos. Senator Judge Padilla. Senator Judge Pangilinan. Senator Judge Soto III, Senator Judge Tulfo Erwin, Senator Judge Tulfo Rafi, Senator Judge Villanueva, Senator Judge Villar Camille, Senator Judge Villar Mark, Senator Judge Zubiri, the presiding officer, Senator Judge Escudero, Senate President Gatchalian.
With 19 senator judges present, the chair declares the presence of a quorum. In accordance with the rules of procedure on impeachment trials, the chair now recognizes the duly elected presiding officer to preside over the proceedings of the impeachment court.
Thank you, Mr. Senate President. If there are no objections, we shall dispense with the reading of the August 3, 2026 Journal of the Senate sitting as an impeachment court and shall consider the same as approved. Bago po tawagin ng presiding officer ang kasong nakabinbin sa impeachment court, may nais lamang po akong sabihin sa ngalan nating lahat. Magkakaiba man ang ating pananaw at bagaman magkakatunggali ang magkabilang panig dito sa impeachment court, may mga bagay-bagay na dapat pinagkakasunduan at pinagkakaisahan natin, lalo na dun sa mga napuyat kagabi kakapanood ng TV. At para sa akin ang isa po dito ay ang tagumpay at kampyonato ng ating magaling at magiting na kababayan na si Alex Ayala sa DC Open. Kaya't sa ngalan ng Senado, ng mga senator judges, mga kawani ng Senado, sa ngalan ng magatunggaling mga partido ng impeachment trial, nais po naming ipabatid ang aming nagkakaisang pagbati kay Binibining Alex Ayala sa kanyang panalo at kampyonato sa DC Open, tunay na ikinararangal at ipinagbubunyikan naming lahat. Congratulations sa iyo, Alex. Kaya pag may inaantok po na Senator Judge, malamang nanood kagabi. The clerk of court is instructed to kindly call the case before this impeachment court.
Case number 004-2026 in the matter of impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte.
Appearances?
Your Honor, same appearance for the prosecution. I understand, Your Honor, that this is a continuation of the direct examination of the prosecution's witness, Attorney Wamil. And with that, Your Honor, may we ask that the counsel for the prosecution, Attorney Lorna Kapunan, be recognized.
Noted. At the proper time, yes. Counsel for respondent appearances.
Same appearance for the respondent accused. Good morning, Your Honors.
Good morning. Before the presiding officer calls on the counsel for the panel of prosecutors, Attorney Kapunan, for the continuation of his cross and the witness, the chair would like to ask if the respondent, or rather counsel for respondent, has been furnished with a copy of the motion of the panel of prosecutors with respect to the request for judicial notice.
Yes, that is correct, Your Honors. We were furnished yesterday.
For your information, counsel, we will hear your arguments for or against it and or a written opposition or agreement with that motion tomorrow. Just to give you advance information before we start the trial, so that you have enough time.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
At this juncture, Chair would now like to recognize, with the permission of the Honorable Chua, the prosecutor, rather the counsel for the panel of prosecutors, Attorney Kapunan, and Chair instructs the clerk of court to bring the witness, Mr. Wamil, before the witness stand. Mr. Wamil, it is understood that you will be continuing with your testimony under the same oath that you had and did yesterday. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Attorney Kapunan, counsel for the panel of prosecutors, you may continue with your direct examination of the witness, Mr. Wamil of the Commission on Audit.
Thank you, Your Honors. To the Senate impeachment judges and to the presiding officer and Senate President, I beg the indulgence of this honorable court to start this with a recess. The reason this is necessary, Your Honor, is because yesterday, when prosecution asked for a recess with the permission or consent of the counsel for the respondent, we started to identify and cross-check the 845 acknowledgement receipts. Unfortunately, time ran out, and our assisting counsels only were able to show half of it, Your Honors. Although this court will recall that under Rule 130, Section 3, in coordination with Section 7, we were able to mark a tabulation or a summary prepared personally by this witness, Your Honor, to preempt any possible objection of the respondents and any manifestation that they were not allowed to compare the copies of our exhibits and their own exhibits as regards the rest of the acknowledgement receipts, Your Honor, unless they will stipulate that there is no need, Your Honor, then it becomes necessary for a brief recess, Your Honor.
Counsel, for what purpose is the recess?
Your Honor, please, yesterday, when we resumed hearing yesterday, Your Honor, and we were going over these 3 boxes and several folders, Your Honor, it had to abruptly stop because we had resumed session. And at that time, our associates noted that kalahati lang po ang natapos sa pag-compare.
Counsel, the presiding officer will have a query first beforehand. Yesterday, you presented a summary and a table of his findings based on the 845 acknowledgement receipts contained in the
3 boxes.
3 boxes.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you presented some samples. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 examples rather. So you mean to say you want to present more acknowledgement receipts as samples as part of the tabulation of the witness?
No, Your Honor. What we would like to do now and inquire from counsel for the respondent is if it's no longer necessary for your associates to look over the said acknowledgement receipts, Your Honor, if they can manifest that and to preempt any possible technical objection in the future on their cross-examination or upon offer of these exhibits, Your Honor. Because these exhibits will have to be offered in due time. And we do not want it as an objection to the offer that they were not able to compare the rest of the acknowledgement receipts, Your Honor. Now, to preempt that, if counsel is willing to forego with that potential objection, Your Honor, we're ready to proceed.
You're talking of only the acknowledgement receipts for the period covering December 21 to December 31, 2022.
Yes,
Is
Your
that
Honor.
what you're referring to? I think I know what counsel for respondent will already say, but yes, counsel for respondent, what is your comment on the manifestation of the counsel for the panel of prosecutors?
Your Honor, we haven't stipulated on anything, so I don't see why there's a need to compare, actually. We haven't stipulated on anything.
Actually, Attorney Kapunan, counsel for the respondent already said yesterday that just subject to cross insofar
Yes.
as the non-stipulated matters is concerned.
That's correct.
The counsel for respondent stipulated on everything you asked for in your list of documents except for that. Except for the acknowledgement receipts for the period covering December 21 to 31, 2022. My understanding, counsel, is that you will be presenting samples from the tabulation or summary of the witness. And as I said, you presented already 6. You may proceed to present samples or examples under each category of his table without prejudice, however many they may be, subject to your call and discretion, given the refusal to stipulate by the counsel for respondent, which is, of course, they would be well within their rights not to do so, given their own legal theory of the case.
We submit, Your Honor.
So kindly proceed, counsel.
With the permission of this honorable court, same appearance. Good morning to the senator judges. Mr. Witness, yesterday, you were able to identify 845 going through these documents, acknowledgement receipts. Mr. Witness.
Yes, ma'am.
In these 845 acknowledgement receipts, which the prosecution marked as exhibits P-1-8-1 up to P-1-8-848, there is a portion there, and I will show you a sample on the screen. There is a portion in all of these acknowledgement receipts. At the bottom thereof, there is a signature in the phrase certified true copy. Can we present this witness with a sample acknowledgement receipt?
Assisting counsel may approach from both parties. It's still Attorney Peña, right?
Yes, Your Honor, and
I remember.
his mother will be happy again. Can you go through some of this acknowledgement receipts, Your Honor? While counsel is showing over these acknowledgement receipts to our witness, Mr. Wamil, we would like to make a manifestation that at the bottom portion of all of these exhibits, identified or being identified now by this witness, have the statement certified true copy being shown on the screen. Mr. Witness, can you read?
Yes, ma'am.
It says certified true copy, and there is a name, Davin Bakay. Would you know who this person is?
Yes, ma'am.
Who
Siya-
is Mr. Bakay?
Siya po ay admin staff ng COA ICFAO.
Koa Ikfao. And his signature, there is a signature that appears over the name Davin Bakay. Whose signature is this?
Sa kanya po.
Why
Kay
do you
Devin
know?
Bakay po. Nakita ko po siyang pumirma ng ibang dokumento at yung kanyang pirma sa mga dokumentong iyon ay kapares po ng kanyang pirma sa certified true copies.
In all of these acknowledgement receipts that you have seen or saw yesterday,
Yes, ma'am.
is it the same Bakay that certified as to this photocopies being certified true copies?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, with that, we will proceed where we left off yesterday, Your Honor.
Yes, I believe you were able to identify already the checks and made the witness identify the checks already for the first, second, and third quarter, Counsel, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed, Counsel.
Yesterday, Mr. Witness, we had identified and you had confirmed certain land bank checks. We will now go to disbursement checks, which you said, disbursement vouchers, which you said were among the documents submitted by the Office of the Vice President to allegedly liquidate her confidential funds, if shown to you, Mr. Witness. 3, disbursement vouchers. And again, with the kind permission of the court and for easy reference of the honorable impeachment judges on screen, and if you please check this copy being shown to you, these are stipulated documents, Your Honor, and common exhibits of both the prosecution and the defense. For the prosecution, there is a disbursement voucher dated January 31, 2023, Exhibit P-1-10-B, shown on the screen. Likewise, there is a disbursement voucher dated April 10, 2023, Prosecution's Exhibit P-1-10-C, and likewise, the defense exhibit. And lastly, disbursement voucher dated July 13, 2023, Prosecution's Exhibit P-1-10-D. Mr. Witness,
With the indulgence of counsel, just for the record, the same pieces of evidence identified by the counsel for the panel of prosecutors are also marked, respectively, as D-133-OVP, D-1-57, rather 33 OVP, D-1-57 OVP, and D-1-82 OVP for the respondent. Counsel may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Mr. Witness, sinabi mo kahapon na itong mga disbursement vouchers ay sinubmit ng Vice President mismo, ng office niya.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Pakisabi sa atin, ano ba ang significance nitong mga disbursement vouchers na nakikita natin sa screen?
Ang significance po ng disbursement voucher na ito po kasi yung mag-initiate nung kanilang pag-process nung cash advance. At dito rin po nagsacertify yung various signatories nung disbursement voucher.
Ang disbursement voucher, sinabi mo, dito nag-uumpisa ang proseso?
Yes, ma'am.
Anong proseso yun?
Ng kanilang pag-withdraw po ng kanilang cash advance for the confidential fund.
Withdrawal ng cash advance para saan periods? There are 3 disbursement vouchers shown on the screen and which you had identified. For clarity, ano ang mga periods na kino-cover nitong disbursement vouchers na to?
Based on these disbursement vouchers po, ang period covered ay yung first DV, first quarter of 2023, yung second DV, second quarter of 2023, at yung third DV po ay third quarter of 2023.
So covered ang 3 quarters ng confidential funds.
Based on these
Now,
documents po.
Based
yes.
on these documents. We go now to another set. Oh, there is a signature here. Here in the middle, there appears a signature being flashed on the screen. Nakalagay certified expense, cash advance, necessary, lawful, and incurred under my direct supervision. You confirm, Mr. Witness?
Yes, ma'am.
Whose signature is this, if you know?
This is the signature po of the Vice President Sara Duterte.
And why do you know that this is her signature?
Because the Office of the Vice President submitted po the specimen signatures of the signatories of their documents, and included in that submission po is the specimen signature of the Vice President, and her signature po on that specimen signatures is the same po with her signature on this document.
Okay. Nakikita natin yung tatlong signature ng Vice President sa disbursement vouchers na yan. What is the significance of her signature in these 3 disbursement vouchers, kung masasabi mo?
Based on these documents po, sinertify ni Vice President na yung kanyang cash advances ay kailangan na ayon sa batas at na-incur po under her direct supervision.
And ano ang observations mo dito sa tatlong disbursement vouchers na to?
With respect lang po dun sa disbursement voucher for the third quarter of 2023, hindi po napirmahan yung Box E, which is the receipt of payment portion.
Anong significance ng observation mo na to?
Ito po kasi yung patunay na na-receive ni kung sino man po yung pay nung cheque, yung payment.
At sa pagka-evaluate mo nitong disbursement vouchers na to, ito ba ay compliant sa joint circular na sinabi mo kahapon?
Based on my evaluation po, wala naman po akong nakitang findings bukod dun sa walang signature yung Box E of the third quarter disbursement voucher.
Punta naman tayo sa next set of documents. 3 na naman to for the 3 periods that you mentioned. Showing to you on the screen, and please go over the documents being presented by Attorney Peña. There is a liquidation report dated March 29, 2023. Prosecution's Exhibit P-1-9B. A liquidation report dated July 11, 2023, which is prosecution's Exhibit P-1-9C, and a liquidation report dated October 23, 2023, prosecution's Exhibit P-1-9D, a common exhibit stipulated by counsel for the respondent yesterday, Your Honor.
Again, with the indulgence of counsel for the panel of prosecutors, for the record and for the easy reference of Senator Judges, the 3 documents referred to by Attorney Kapunan respectively are marked as well by the respondent as D-1-30-OVP, D-1-55-OVP, D-1-80-OVP. Do you confirm, counsel?
I confirm, Your Honor.
Counsel for the panel of prosecutors, Attorney Kapunan, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. In the middle of these 3 liquidation reports, there appears to be an indication, quote-unquote, certified purpose of cash advance duly accomplished. You confirm that, Mr. Witness?
Yes, ma'am.
And there is a signature, again, appearing on top. There is a signature appearing thereat. Whose signature is this?
This is the signature po of the Vice President Sara Duterte.
And you're familiar with this for the same reason, Mr. Witness?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what is the significance of the statement certified purpose of cash advance duly accomplished with the signature of the Vice President appearing in all of these certifications?
Based on these documents po, ang significance po nun ay sinertify po ni Vice President na yung purpose ng kanilang cash advances ay na-accomplish po ng agency.
And any observations as regards these three documents?
Wala naman po akong nakitang findings about these liquidation reports po.
Just for purposes of clarity, itong three documents are similar to the three periods, the first quarter, the second quarter, and the third quarter months that you earlier mentioned, Mr. Witness?
Can you repeat the question po, ma'am?
Okay. Itong tatlong itong tatlong dokumento na nakikita mo dyan, para saang period ito?
Based on these liquidation reports po, yung first liquidation report, ang period covered ay February 6 to March 29, 2023. Yung second liquidation report po ay April 25 to June 30, 2023. At yung third liquidation report po ay July 14 to September 30, 2023.
Okay. Para maalala natin, to remind us, Mr. Witness, for these 3 quarters of the Office of the Vice President for which she submitted liquidation reports, magkano ang amount ng confidential fund per quarter?
Based on these documents po, ang amount ng kanilang quarterly cash advance ay 125 million pesos per quarter.
Ito ba ay fixed amount?
Based on these documents po, yes ma'am.
At ito ba ay winidrawn ng buo?
Based on these documents po, yes po.
Punta naman tayo sa another 3 sets of documents shown on the screen for easy reference and document being shown to the witness to refresh his memory. We have accomplishment report dated March 30, 2023, Prosecution's Exhibit P-1-7-B. Likewise, an accomplishment report dated July 11, 2023, Prosecution's Exhibit P-1-7C, and accomplishment report dated October 9, 2023, Prosecution's Exhibit P-1-7D. Likewise, Your Honor, stipulated documents, common exhibits, both for the prosecution and the respondent or defense.
Counsel for respondent, would you like to
Yes,
identify for
manifest.
the record the counterpart markings on the part of the respondent?
Yes, Your Honors. On the part of the
Respectively.
respondent, yes, Your Honors. These are marked as Exhibit D-1-74-OVP, D-1-50-OVP, and D-1-99-OVP, Your Honor. For the record. Sorry, if the first one is actually D-1-50-OVP, the second one would be D-74-OVP, and the third one would be D-1-99-OVP, for the record, Your Honor.
Counsel, D-1-50-DE with respect to the 3/30/23 accomplishment report, not D-1-21-DE?
For the first quarter, Your Honors, sorry.
Yes,
If you may repeat.
accomplishment report.
For first quarter, it's D-1-50
okay.
-OVP, not DE, Your Honor.
Dash OVP. Clerk of Court is instructed to kindly correct our records if at all it is different from what the counsel for respondent manifested. Counsel for the panel of prosecutors, Attorney Capunan, you may proceed, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Mr. Witness, for purposes, para malinawan tayo, ano yung mga periods na kinover ng tatlong accomplishment reports na to?
Yung first accomplishment report po, ang nakalagay po na period covered ay February 6 to March 29, 2023. Yung second accomplishment report po, ang nakalagay na period ay April 25 to June 30, 2023. At yung pangatlo po, July 14 to September 30, 2023.
So, tatlong quarters ng Office of the Vice President. Tama.
Yes, ma'am.
meron dito, common to all of these exhibits flash on the screen, is the phrase approved by. And there is a signature. There is a signature there. Whose signature is this?
This is the signature po of the Vice President Sara Duterte.
Familiar to you for the same reason, Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
Witness. And ano ang ibig sabihin ng nakalagay dyan, approved by, at pinirmahan ng Vice President sa tatlong dokumentong ito?
Ang ibig sabihin po nito ay inapprove niya kung ano man po yung contents ng kanilang quarterly accomplishment reports.
Na-approve ng Vice President mismo.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, for our appreciation, punta ngayon tayo sa first quarter. Anong observations mo dito sa nakikita mong first quarter accomplishment report?
Based on this first quarter accomplishment report, meron pong dalawang items dito na hindi kasama dun sa allowable confidential expenses under item 4.8 of the Joint Circular 2015-01.
Anong ibig sabihin ng hindi allowable? Bawal? Bawal ba?
Opo, kasi yung listahan po ng allowable confidential expenses under 4.8 ng Joint Circular ay exclusive. So kapag hindi po kasama doon, hindi po pwedeng paggapitan ng kanilang confidential fund.
Aside from itong sinasabi mong bawal na paggamit ng confidential fund appearing in this document, meron ka pa bang ibang observation?
Meron din pong line item for the payment of reward under item B po nung kanilang actual outcome and accomplishment at wala po silang sinubmit na any document evidencing the success of the information gathering or surveillance activities on account of the information given by the informer as required po under item 4.8.5 of the Joint Circular.
So itong linalagay dyan ng payment of reward, ang sinasabi mo, Mr. Witness, based on the Joint Circular, violation ba ito?
Yes, ma'am, that is a violation po.
Bakit ulit violation itong nakalagay dyan?
Violation po siya since hindi po siya compliant dun sa conditions ng payment of reward, which is yung dapat meron po siyang supporting document evidencing the success of the information gathering or surveillance activities on account po ng information given by the informer.
Sa lahat ng mga liquidation documents na binigay sa'yo or sinubmit sa office ng COA ICFAO, wala bang any dokumento na nagpapatunay na ang rewards na binigay sa informant ay nag-result ng successful activity?
Based on their submissions po, wala po, ma'am.
Meron pa bang observation dito?
Wala na po.
Punta naman tayo sa accomplishment report ng second quarter. Exhibit P-1-7C. Any observations? Ano naman ang masasabi mo dito sa accomplishment report na inapprove mismo ng Vice President Sara Duterte?
Katulad po nung naunang accomplishment report, meron din po silang line items for provision of medical and food aid at payments of incentive or traveling relative to the confidential operations na hindi po among the allowable confidential expenses under item 4.8 of the Joint Circular 2015-01.
Sinabi mo na meron nakalagay dyan medicines. Bakit sinabi mo na bawal o hindi allowed ito
Dahil
sa Joint Circular?
hindi po siya kasama dun sa exclusive list of allowable confidential expenses under item 4.8 po.
Ano pa ang na-observe mo dito?
Meron din pong line item for the payment of reward for 12 million pesos, pero hindi po siya suportado ng any document evidencing.
Your Honor, objection. I beg the indulgence of the...
What is the objection of counsel?
Your Honor, I gave some leeway earlier to the witness, but we moved to strike out the answer of the witness as far as the payment of reward is concerned. Kasi ang pinag-uusapan lang naman natin dito, on its face, kung merong mali sa utilization of confidential intelligence funds in terms of the accomplishment report. He is now going into the findings, which is not part and parcel of this form, which is the accomplishment report, Your Honor. So,
Not yet part of it.
not yet. So what I'm saying is the payment of reward by itself is not a violation. Indicating the payment of reward here by itself is not a violation of the joint circular, Your Honor.
Because we are not yet, if at all, at the AOM level
Exactly,
and or notices. But kindly reform, Counsel. Objection sustained.
Ito bang payment of rewards kasama dyan sa tinatawag na allowable expense ng confidential funds?
Based on item 4.8 po, yes po, subject to the 3 conditions as enumerated po.
Okay. Ano itong 3 conditions?
Under item 4.8.5 of the joint circular, payment of rewards must be made to non-employees of the informers who must be non-employees of the agency concerned, subject first to the approval of the head of the agency, second to the submission of documents evidencing the success of the information gathering or surveillance activities on account given by the informer, and thirdly po, it must be directly related to the confidential operations of the concerned agency.
At sa mga requirements na sinabi mo, compliant ba ang Office of the Vice President?
Based on their submissions po, hindi po sila nag-submit ng any document evidencing the success po of the information gathering or surveillance activities on account of the information given by the informer.
Before we proceed to the third quarter and your further observations dito sa second quarter, magkano ba ang sinabi na amount na ginamit sa confidential funds para sa medicines?
Can you repeat the question po? What quarter po?
Okay. Magkano ba, if you know, kasi ikaw nag-evaluate, magkano ba ang ginastos para sa medicines
For what quarter po, ma'am? Sorry.
for the second
For
quarter?
the second quarter. Based on this accomplishment report po, yung provision of medical and food aid ay nagkaka-amount po ng 40 million pesos.
Magkano ulit?
Based po on this accomplishment report, yung provision of medical and food aid ay 40 million pesos po yung amount.
Sa first quarter naman, meron bang entry dyan na nakalagay medicines?
Meron pong entry dito for provision of medical and food aid for 40 million pesos po.
40 million pesos.
42 million pesos.
42 million pesos ang nakalagay dyan ngayon.
Yes, ma'am.
Sa accomplishment report na yan, meron bang inattach ang Office of the Vice President? First and second quarter na in-identify, meron ba siyang inattach mga dokumento na nagpapatunay na ginastos talaga yung 42 million na yan for the first quarter and 10 million na yan for the second quarter for medicines alone, Mr. Witness? Meron bang attachment itong accomplishment report na sinubmit?
Wala po silang inattach na any document po supporting yung kanilang payment for medicine.
Okay. Earlier, minention mo, meron ring gastos for traveling. Magkano naman yun, Mr. Witness?
For what quarter po, ma'am?
For the first quarter muna.
For the first quarter po, yung kanilang payment of incentives or traveling relative to confidential operations ay 10 million pesos po.
10 million pesos. At again, tanong ko, sa expense na 10 million na yan for traveling expenses, meron bang inattach na mga annexes? Diyan, para explain, paano ginastos? Sa travel ang 10 million. May mga attachments ba? Yung accomplishment report na yan.
Wala po silang inattach.
Hindi na-explain itong 10 million, Mr. Witness? Walang official receipts attached? Meron ba?
Wala pong official receipts na attach.
Any other observation sa second quarter?
There you go. Okay.
Same lang po with the first quarter yung findings po dito.
Sa third quarter naman po tayo pumunta. Exhibit P-1-17, 7-D. What are your observations? Ano naman ang masasabi mo dito sa accomplishment report ng Vice President?
Meron din po silang payment of reward dito na worth 35 million pesos. Pero wala po silang inattach na any document evidencing the success of the information gathering or surveillance activities on account of the information given by the informer.
Okay. Sinabi mo na walang sinubmit na ebidensya. Wala bang naka-attach dito sa accomplishment report?
Wala po, ma'am.
Walang report on success of the surveillance activity?
Wala po.
And, sa pagkaalam mo, and based on your evaluation of the provisions of the joint circular, compliance audit ito, compliant ba ito?
Hindi po siya compliant, ma'am.
Bakit, Mr. Witness?
Dahil wala nga pong supporting document po yung kanilang payment of rewards as required under item 4.8.5 of the joint circular.
Sinabi mo 4.8 ng joint circular. Ito ba yung pinakita mo sa impeachment court kahapon? Yung 4.8 na yan? Yung provision?
Isa po siya sa pinakita kahapon.
Okay. Ngayon, magkano naman? Magkano yung item na yan sa third quarter report?
For the third quarter po, ang amount ng kanilang payment of rewards ay 35 million pesos.
35 million pesos. Para sa isang quarter lang.
Yes, ma'am.
Para sa third quarter. Thank you, Mr. Witness. Punta naman tayo sa next set of documents na sinubmit rin ng Office of the Vice President para i-liquidate yung kanyang confidential funds for the first, second, and third quarter. I refer you now, flashed on the screen and being shown to you, are certifications submitted by the Office of the Vice President. Unang-una, certification of the Office of the Vice President dated March 30, 2023, Exhibit P-1-6-B. Pangalawa, OVP certification dated July 11, 2023, which is Prosecution's Exhibit P-1-6-C. At pangatlo, OVP certification dated October 9, 2023, Exhibit P-1-6-D for the prosecution stipulated upon by the respondent and likewise part of their defense exhibits.
Yes, we confirm, Your Honor, and we would like to manifest that for the first quarter certification that is marked as Exhibit D-1-34-OVP. Second quarter, that is Exhibit D-1-58-OVP. And for the third quarter, it's D-1-83-OVP for the defense, Your Honor.
And your documents are certified true copies, Counsel for Respondent.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Counsel for the panel of prosecutors may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, please look at these certifications. Meron nakalagay dyan sa bottom ng page, attested. Anong ibig sabihin ng attested?
Ang ibig sabihin po ng attested ay verify at confirm po as true nung signatory dito yung contents ng certification.
At sino naman ang signatory na nakikita natin sa dokumentong ito?
Based on this certification po, si Vice President Sara Duterte.
At siya mismo ang nag-attest na tama lahat ang nakalagay dyan?
Based on these documents po, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you're familiar with the signature for the same reason, Mr. Witness?
Yes, ma'am.
Ano naman ang mga observations ang masasabi mo tungkol sa tatlong dokumentong ito? Incidentally, Mr. Witness, what periods did this cover? Again, for the record?
Based on their submissions po, yung for the first quarter, yung February 6 to March 29, 2023. For the second quarter, April 25 to June 30, 2023. And for the third quarter, July 14 to September 30, 2023 po.
Ano naman ang masasabi mo? Ano naman ang observations mo sa tatlong dokumentong ito?
Since these are pro forma documents po, wala naman po akong na-note na observations with these certifications.
Anong ibig sabihin ng pro forma? Parang copy-paste?
Naka-attach po siya as annex dun sa Joint Circular 2015-01.
Okay. Naka-attach sa joint circular at yun ang
Naka-annex.
sinabit nila?
Naka-annex po. Yung format.
Ang tawag doon ay
Pro forma po. Naka-annex yung format dun sa Joint Circular 2015-01.
ang tawag ko doon copy-paste. Na copy-paste. Anyway,
Your Honor, again, with all due respect to opposing counsel, I would like to object to
Sustained.
that characterization, Your Honor.
Sustained, counsel.
I withdraw, Your Honor. I just could not resist myself.
Sustained. Counsel
No.
may proceed.
Provisions of the joint circular. Sinabi mo, ito yung pinagbasihan mo ng mga evaluation mo ng mga documents na to. What, if any, are the violations that you observe based on the joint circular?
May i-clarify po kung anong document po yung pinipertain niyo, ma'am.
Ano? Sa lahat ng dokumento.
Sa lahat po ng dokumento. Based on, for what quarter po? Sorry.
For all the quarters.
For all the quarters. Yung first and second quarter po kasi magkasama sa isang AOM lang. And then yung third quarter ay nakaseparate po yung AOM.
So punta muna tayo sa first and sinasabi mo, Mr. Witness, na yung first and second quarter, isa lang ang na-issue na AOM. Ano tong ibig sabihin ulit ng AOM?
Audit Observation Memorandum po.
And
Based on the Joint Circular 2015-01, yung Audit Observation Memorandum po ay yung written notification to the agency informing them of the deficiencies po noted during the audit and requiring them to submit an explanation or the documents being sought po dun sa AOM or both.
okay, under the circular, this joint circular that you mentioned, ito bang Audit Observation Memorandum? Kailan ini-issue ito?
Ini-issue po siya upon evaluation po nung auditor noong documents at may na-note po siyang findings doon based on the evaluation po.
Okay. Pero meron tayong konting background, no? Kasi kahapon, meron ring na-stipulate ang respondent at ang prosecution ng mga notice of suspension at notice of disallowance. For the better appreciation of this honorable court, paki-educate kami. Pakisabi nga anong difference ng AOM, Audit Observation Memorandum, pagkatapos yung notice of suspension, at pagkatapos yung notice of disallowance. Ano ang mga pagkakaiba nitong tatlo?
If I am to start po with the definitions po based on the joint circular, katulad po nung na-define ko kanina sa AOM, it is an written notification to the agency concerned of the deficiencies noted during the audit and requiring them to submit an explanation po or the documents being sought or both po.
Okay.
At ang agency po ay merong 15 days from the receipt of the AOM within which to submit their comments, justifications, or documents po as required
Okay.
po in the AOM.
So pagkatapos ng issuance ng isang Audit Observation Memorandum, ang mga subject ng audit ay binibigyan ng 15 days para mag-submit ng mga dokumento.
Based po dun sa rules and regulations on settlement of accounts po ng COA. Yes, ma'am.
Paano pag may sinubmit na dokumento at hindi pa rin sapat or tama or insufficient or may discrepancy? Anong nangyayari?
Kapag may sinamit po na document at based on the evaluation of the auditor, hindi pa rin po sapat yung document na yon, then that is the time po na mag-i-issue na po ng notice of suspension. At-
Anong definition ng notice of suspension sa joint circular?
Under the joint circular po, yung notice of suspension is a written notification to the agency head and the accountant informing them of the temporary disallowance po nung disbursement sa audit because it appears that the disbursement is irregular, illegal, or improper and requiring them to submit their justifications or the documents po being sought in the AOM or both.
Sinabi mo, Mr. Witness, para maintindihan natin, no? Ito ay temporary. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Based on findings na irregular. Ano ba irregular? Ano ibig sabihin
Irregular.
ng irregular?
Based on COA circulars po, ang irregular disbursement ay yung mga disbursement na hindi umaayon or hindi nagko-comply dun sa requirements ng mga COA issuances.
Okay. Sa Pilipino, ang tawag dito ay irregular pa rin. Tama? Itong illegal. Anong ibig sabihin ng illegal?
Kapag sinabi pong illegal, yung disbursement po ay hindi nagko-comply dun sa applicable laws.
At kung sinabi mong improper,
Kapag improper naman po, ang ibig sabihin, yung expenses ay either unnecessary, excessive, extravagant, or unconscionable po.
so pag nagbigay kayo ng notice of suspension, ito ay nagpapahayag. This means, ang significance nito ay na-observe ninyo, ikaw, sa audit findings mo, na ito ay irregular, illegal, or improper.
Leading, Your Honor. Objection.
Kindly reform, Counsel.
I will go to the next question. Pag hindi na-comply ang notice of suspension, what action, if any, is taken by your office?
Kapag hindi po na-comply yung notice of suspension, then that is the time po na mag-i-issue na kami ng notice of disallowance.
Ano naman itong notice of disallowance?
Based on the joint circular po, yung notice of disallowance ay yung written notification to the agency head or the accountant informing them of the disallowance nung disbursement and requiring them to restitute the amount po nung disbursement because yung disbursement ay illegal, improper, or irregular.
So, Mr. Witness, whether tinatawag mo ito AOM or Audit Observation Memorandum, or whether notice of suspension, or whether notice of disallowance, in these three stages, nabibigyan ng opportunity ang ino-audit na agency para mag-comply? Yun po ba ang ibig sabihin ng explanation mo?
Kapag sa AOM po, tsaka notice of suspension, yes, binibigyan po silang ng opportunity para mag-comply. Pero kapag ND na po kasi, pag notice of disallowance, ang tangi remedy na lang nila is to settle the amount or to appeal with the commission proper.
Okay. Let us go now to the issue of the office of the Vice President. Earlier, you said AOMs were issued to the office of the Vice President, correct? Now,
Yes, ma'am.
specifically, let us go now to the first and second quarter of 2023, showing to you, and if shown to you, and flashed on the screen, would you be able to identify the same?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, please, for purposes of identification, this again is a stipulated common exhibit. This AOM, dated February 1, 2024, corresponding to the first and second quarters, have been identified as Exhibit P-1-12-E for the prosecution.
Thank you, Your Honor. On the part of the defense, this was pre-marked as D-1-105-OVP for the information of the Honorable Court.
Noted, Attorney Kapunan, may proceed.
Please look at this AOM. and refresh your memory. What, Mr. Witness, did you observe from this AOM?
Yung findings po or observations namin, una po, hindi po nag-submit ng documentary evidence of payments si OBP for the first and second quarters of 2023. Pangalawa po, based on their accomplishment report, meron kasing nakalagay as payment of rewards pero wala pong sinubmit si OBP na any document evidencing the success po, which is in violation of the item 4.8.5 of the joint circular.
Your Honor, for the better appreciation, Your Honor, and with your permission, this is being flashed on the screen. The findings made are boxed in red, Your Honor. So yung second finding mo, una, ulitin natin.
Yung una po ay walang sinubmit na documentary evidence of payment si OBP for the first and second quarter of 2023.
Ano pa?
Pangalawa po, dahil may line item for the payment of rewards sa kanilang accomplishment report, wala po silang sinubmit na any document evidencing the success of the information gathering or surveillance activities on account of the information given by the informer in violation po nung item 4.8.5 of the joint circular.
Meron mga, before you go to your next observation, Mr. Witness, merong mga amounts stated dyan. For the record, can you read these amounts and what periods they correspond to in terms of payment of rewards?
Based on this AOM po, yung 15 million pesos ay binayad as payment of reward noong February 6 to March 29, 2023. At yung 12 million pesos naman po ay binayad as reward noong April 25 to June 30, 2023.
And nakalagay dito, non-compliant with item 4.8.5.b of the joint circular. Why is this non-compliant based on your submissions in your AOM?
Yung item 4.8.5.b po kasi, yun yung documentary evidence o yung document evidencing the success of the information gathering or surveillance activities. Pero since wala po silang sinubmit na document na yon, hindi po nag-comply yung kanilang payment of rewards dun sa requirements ng joint circular.
Para maintindihan natin, kasi medyo technical to, no? Ano yung evidence of success? Ano ang kino-consider ng office mo na evidence of success?
Actually, based dun po sa joint circular, walang any specific document na na-mention. Pero kasi ang tinitingnan po namin is dapat merong causal link yung surveillance activity, yung successful surveillance activity or information gathering at saka yung information given by the informer.
Hindi ba confidential itong information na rini-require niya? Confidential ba to? Yung tinatawag mo na causal. Cause at saka effect.
Yes, ma'am.
Hindi ba yan? Is that confidential information?
Since yun po yung requirement ng joint circular, kailangan po nila.
Mga kapuso, magpapatuloy po ang ating live streaming. Samantala, susunod na po sa GTV ang Balitang Hali.
There is a box here in paragraph 3. What is this all about?
What box po? The
Sa
one being
report?
shown?
Ano ang nakalagay dito? Nakalagay sa paragraph 3 that the amount with reference to medicine and food aid. Please look at your notes and tell us the significance of these findings.
Nakalagay po dito sa number 3 na merong items for the provision of medical and food aid at payment of incentives for traveling relative to the confidential operations ng agency doon sa kanilang first and second quarter accomplishment reports.
Okay. Meron mga amounts indicated dito. Pakibasa.
Yes, ma'am. For the accomplishment report for the period February 6 to March 29, 2023,
Magkano ito?
sa provision of medical and food aid po, ang nagastos nila ay 42 million pesos. Tapos sa accomplishment report for the April 25 to June 30, 2023, yung nagastos po nila for the provision of medical and food aid ay 40 million pesos po.
So ang total nito, Mr. Witness, para sa period na to ay 42 million plus 40 million.
Yes, ma'am.
82 million, Mr. Witness.
Based on their submission po, yes, ma'am.
Okay, and
82.
based on their submissions, did they also attach to their submissions any documents showing or proving payments for medical supplies or food supplies?
Wala po.
Again, meron pang ibang figures dito, pakibasa, and what are they for?
Yung isa naman po, yung February 6 to March 29 period, 10 million po yung binayad for the payment of incentives or traveling relative to the confidential operations. At for the period naman po na April 25 to June 30, 2023, may binayad po na another 10 million for the payment of incentives or traveling relative to the confidential operations.
Okay. So sa binasa mo, ang total nito ay 20 million.
Yes, ma'am.
At itong 20 million ba, may kasamang mga resibo or attachments para patunayan na nagastos tong 20 million para sa travel?
Based on their submissions po, wala pong inattach si OBP.
Okay. And sa last sentence, ano itong amount na 20 million pesos?
Ayan po yung total po nung kanilang payment of incentives or traveling relative to the confidential operations for the first and second quarter po.
Okay. Ngayon, meron kang conclusion sa last paragraph. Can you read it?
The provision of medical and food aid and payment of incentives or traveling relative to the confidential operations expenses do not fall among those enumerated under item 4.8 of the joint circular. Thus, the same should not be charged against the confidential fund of the agency.
At sinasabi mo, ang nature ng listahan sa joint circular ay ano?
Exclusive po.
Exclusive. Anong ibig sabihin ng exclusive? Bawal ang wala sa listahan. Tama ba yan?
Yes, ma'am.
Another box item is paragraph number 4. Please refer to your notes as shown on the screen. Anong significance, if any, nitong finding mo sa AOM?
Under number 4 po, hindi po naka-indicate sa kanilang physical and financial plan yung specific confidential activities na kanilang paggagamitan po ng kanilang pondo in violation of the item 4.2 of the joint circular.
Okay. Itong physical and financial plan, identified to at stipulated document ito, tama?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ngayon, ano ba dapat pag tinitignan ng isang physical and financial plan? Ano ba ang hinahanap dyan?
Tinitingnan po
Kasama
na...
ba dyan? Sakop ba niyan ang Christmas party?
Paulit po ng tanong.
Kasama ba sa physical and financial plan ang Christmas party?
Yung agency po ang makakapag-answer niyan.
Okay, kasama ba
Kasi
dyan?
yung physical and financial plan po kasi ay ginagamit nila to support their allocation.
Okay, kasama ba dyan tree planting?
It is outside po my authority to answer that since agency lang po ang makakasagot na.
Okay, kasama ba dyan ang magbibigay ka ng awards? Okay. In the nature of your definition of confidential funds, are these activities considered confidential activities?
As an answered, Your Honors, it is beyond the witness authority to
If he
determine.
knows, Your Honor.
If he knows.
He's competent. He's a competent witness. He's the one who personally evaluated, and he's also a
Witness may
lawyer.
answer if he knows, Mr. Wamel. You may answer if you know.
If I am to relate po yung sinabi nyo dun sa item 4.8 of the joint circular, hindi po kasama yung mga binanggit nyo dun sa allowable expenses po ng confidential fund.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. Punta naman tayo sa itong AOM, Audit Observation Memorandum, Ang exhibit number ay, for the record, P-1-12-E. Mr. Counsel, for the respondent, this is a common exhibit.
Already stipulated, and the counterpart exhibit marking by the respondent was already given for the record.
After receiving...
Your Honor, may we just clarify if we're referring to the first quarter AOM?
She's referring to
The
the
first and second
respondent's D-1-105-OVP.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, for clarity's sake, the first and second quarters are covered by only one audit observation memorandum, which this witness just testified on.
Yes, counsel. The counsel for respondent confirms that. The presiding officer confirms that as well.
What other liquidation documents, Mr. Witness, were submitted to you for the Office of the Vice President? We now go to the third quarter. No. The findings on liquidation. Mr. Witness, what were your findings? Because this covered the first and second quarter. Ano naman ang findings mo tungkol sa third quarter
Sa third
ng
quarter.
Office of the Vice President?
Sa third quarter po ng third quarter cash advance and liquidation po ng Office of the Vice President, ang naging findings po doon ay una, hindi nag-submit si Office of the Vice President ng kanilang documentary evidence of payments para sa kanilang third quarter liquidation, which is violation po nung item 4.12 of the joint circular. Yung kanilang accomplishment report ay merong payment of reward. Pero hindi po siya substantiated ng any document evidencing the success of the information gathering or surveillance activities on account of the information given by the informer, which is in violation of the item 4.8.5b of the joint circular. At pangatlo po, Your Honor, may I be allowed po to refer to the AOM for the complete
With the permission of the presiding
enumeration
officer.
po of the findings.
May the witness refer to his notes
Counsel,
to
Your Honor.
refresh his memory.
May we just clarify on this matter? Just a brief, because
Yes,
yesterday,
what is the comment of counsel for
yesterday,
respondent?
I remember that the witness was only in ICFAO until February 2024. Is that correct? May we check the record if that is correct?
Yes,
Your Honor.
2014 to 2024. That's what he said.
Okay, so this AOM for the third quarter was issued August 8, 2024, Your Honor. So he is referring to something that he has no personal knowledge of?
What month did you leave? What month did you leave COA ICFAO, Mr. Ramil?
February of 2024 po.
Your Honor, please, this is preliminary. We would have, if we were allowed to continue with this questioning, Your Honor, that this witness will attest to the fact that he was the one, before he left, he prepared a draft of an AOM for the third quarter. And if I may be allowed, maybe counsel will see the relationship of my question to
Then
This AOM.
witness, kindly not refer to an AOM. If indeed you prepared a draft, as you will testify on later, you can refer to your notes, but not the AOM.
My apologies po, Your
Do you
Honor.
have notes pertaining to the draft you prepared, pertaining to the supposed AOM issued after you left COA ICFAO?
I don't have my notes po with me. Pero I can give po yung the additional audit observation po based on my draft po na sinamit sa po.
May we see the draft, Your Honor, before
Do you have a copy of the
observations?
draft, Counsel, Mr. Wamil?
I do not have the copy of draft po with me. Nasa
we
file po
object,
siya
Your
ng
Honor.
ICFAO.
Counsel, Attorney Caponan, do you have a copy of the draft? Will you be marking it?
No, Your Honor. We are not marking a draft. we are just eliciting from this witness testimonial evidence that before he left, he did prepare a draft which he turned over to his successor in the position, Your Honor. And this will be testified to by our next witness, Your Honor.
But witness is not allowed by the court to refer to the AOM issued after he already left the office. If he did not bring his notes, then he cannot refer to any other document while he is testifying.
We submit, Mr.
Subject to
Presiding.
those conditions, counsel may proceed.
Your Honor, please, we have finished with the Office of the Vice President for the last quarter of 2022, the first, second, and third quarter, and all the liquidation reports submitted by the respondent Vice President to the COA ICFAO office, Your Honor. We will now go to the Department of Education. And for this, Your Honor, can I ask for a 1-minute recess so I can confer? Just 1 minute, Your Honor.
1 minute recess is granted.
Mga kapuso, ito pa rin po ang pagpapatuloy ng Day 12 ng impeachment trial. Humiling po ang prosekusyon ng 1 minutong recess para kumpirmahin ang mga dokumento na nais po nilang ipresenta. Katatapos lamang po ng presenta ng mga dokumentong may kinalaman sa confidential funds ng Office of the Vice President at susunod na po nilang ipipresenta ang mga may kinalaman naman sa Department of Education. Pero bago po nito, ipinakita po yung mga disbursement voucher, pati na rin ang mga accomplishment report ng Office of the Vice President para po sa 3 quarter ng 2023. Pinag-usapan ng isang AOM or Audit Observation Memo. Ito po ay isinagawa or inihanda ni Attorney Wamil ang kasalukuyang nasa witness stand. Ginawa raw niya yung draft noong February 2024. Or ito po ay, ang AOM ay para sa August 2024. Pero siya po ay umalis ng ICFAO o ng COA ICFAO noong February 2024. Kaya po hindi pinayagan ng impeachment court at ni Presiding Officer Cheese Escudero na pag-usapan po ito dahil hindi na po ito sakop at umalis nga siya ng COA ICFAO noong February 2024. Ang pinag-uusapan po dito ay ang mga report na naisumite ng COA ICFAO noong naroon pa si Attorney Wamil bilang State Auditor at ang ipinakita niya ay ang mga anyay, mga pagkukulang sa mga naisumite mga requirement ng Office of the Vice President patungkol sa kanilang paggamit ng confidential funds. So ang sinasabi niya, dahil sa mga nakitang discrepancy, ay una, nag-submit sila or nagbigay sila ng Audit Observation Memo or AOM. At nang hindi pa rin nag-comply ang OVP, sila po ay nag-submit ng Notice of Suspension. At nang hindi pa rin nag-comply pagkatapos nito, tsaka na po nagkaroon ng Notice of Disallowance. Ibig sabihin, pinababalik na po ng COA ang pondo na in-issue o ibinigay sa Office of the Vice President. Alright, so habang naghihintay po tayo, ang inaabangan po natin dito ay kung ano pa ang ipapakita ng prosekusyon patungkol naman sa Department of Education, mga dokumentong may kinalaman sa Department of Education. Matatandaan po natin na doon po sa usapin ng Department of Education, ang pinag-uusapan po dito ay mga checking nagkakahalaga ng hindi kumulang 37 million pesos as opposed to yung nasa Office of the Vice President na 500 million pesos. So, ang kailangan sabihin dito ni Attorney Wamil ay kung ano yung mga naging obserbasyon niya sa paggamit ng pondo ng Department of Education noong si Vice President Sara Duterte ay kalihim pa ng naturang kagawaran. At ang sinasabi po kasi ni Attorney Wamil dito sa mga pinakita niyang accomplishment report, pati na yung ibang mga disbursement voucher, ay may mga kakulangan. Halimbawa, sabi niya may mga item na hindi kasama sa allowed confidential expenses. Tapos, hindi rin daw po sumunod sa mga guidelines for information payment. Kasi halimbawa, kapag po kailangan ipakita dun sa information payment na nagkaroon ng successful activity. So yun yung sinasabi niyang kulang dun sa mga iprinisenta ng Office of the Vice President sa Commission on Audit noon.
Department of Education and Mr. Witness, I will refer you to 3 quarters, quarter 1, quarter 2, and quarter 3 for 2024. Mr. Witness, again, to refresh your memory, what periods do these quarters cover? We are now talking about the Department of Education.